In the Rif, the most striking element of the culture has to be the women's traditional dress. This elegant and charming costume also has very practical origins. One of the most typical pieces of the Rifian women's dress is the kursia. The kursia is a thick woolen belt that was used in the past to facilitate the carrying of heavy loads by evenly distributing the weight on the hips and the lower part of the back. The kursia is therefore practical and aesthetic. One of the last surviving traditional weavers of this type of belt lives in the little village of Arnuri in the plain of Wed Lao. She still works in exactly the same way as her ancestors did. She winds the hand-spun wool, which is held on her distaff, around a number of bobbins. Her only concession to modernity is the rim of a bicycle wheel, which serves as a crank. Then she prepares her warp thread and her weft thread. She begins by placing her bobbins of wool on a primitive frame, and the threads are then pulled from here onto a vertical device. The warp threads will later pass from here to her loom. Haja works on a traditional loom with 4 frames and treadles. She inserts the bobbin of hand-spun wool in the wooden shuttle and begins weaving. After each knot, the weft thread is pulled tightly 3 or 4 times. She operates the padded treadles with her feet in order to create a new space before each new knot. In this way, she creates a herringbone pattern or twill weave in the cloth. This makes the kursia more flexible and hard-wearing. Once she's put on her kursia, Khadouj places a futa on top of it. The futa is a large rectangular piece of cloth worn as a shawl or as a skirt. Every house in the village of Targa on the shores of the Mediterranean has a loom on which the women weave mendil or futas. Zora is one of the best weavers in Targa. Every futa is unique. The motifs are never identical, but they respect the color codes and motifs of each ethnic group of the Rif. The futa also serves to indicate a village woman's origins, because each regional group of Rifians is characterized by different colored stripes and motifs. Zora is working on a brocade motif in the shape of an hourglass in the weft, and she reinforces it with a tight loop. She carefully cuts off the ends of the threads. According to tradition, the diamond motif in the shape of an hourglass on the edge of the cloth protects the person who wears the garment from the evil eye. Thanks to this, Khadouj will be able to stroll around in peace. When people see the way she's dressed, they'll immediately know where she comes from. She'll be protected from evil spells, and above all, from the wind and the sun of the Rif.